You and I, we flesh and blood human beings, are natural persons, whose rights to freedom and equality were established by our founding fathers in the United States Constitution and Bill of Rights. Interestingly, the term and concept of the corporate person does not exist in our Constitution. Neither does it exist, nor is it implied in our Bill of Rights or in any of our amendments. Conceived by corporate lawyers, the legal entity, the corporate person, did not officially enter America's legal system until 1886, nearly 100 years after the ratification of our Constitution, when a corporate lawyer turned court reporter, John Bancroft Davis, writing the briefing on Santa Clara versus Southern Pacific Railroad, took it upon himself to record that the presiding judge, Chief Justice Morrison Waite, intended to recognize corporations were persons, an issue which had never formally been heard, and therefore entitled to the 14th Amendment protections the Railroad Corporation was seeking, protections specifically intended for the newly freed slaves. With its foot now in America's judicial front door, the fictional entity, the corporate person, began its predatory campaign to slowly dismantle our democracy by systematically co-opting our legal system and claiming our natural person constitutional rights as its own, including the First Amendment right to free speech, the Fourth Amendment right to freedom from illegal search and seizure, and the Fifth Amendment right to due process, the civil rights our nation's founders only intended for human beings, for you and I, we natural persons, not for businesses, not for corporate entities.
Hi everybody, I'm a natural person made of flesh and blood, just like you.
And I'm a corporation. Here in the United States, we corporations have constitutional rights, just like you natural persons. Because in the eyes of the law, we are persons too.
That's a goofy law. Well, the Constitution has a provision for freedom of speech, and for us natural persons, that means that we can go into a public place and say what we think.
And for us corporate persons, since we own almost all of the media, we can control the flow of information and shut out any point of view we don't want you to hear. And since money has been declared a form of free speech, and we have lots of that, we can buy your elections.
That's an abuse of free speech if I ever heard one.
Citizens United, ladies and gentlemen. McCutcheon.
Well, for us natural persons, the provision for equal rights means that we should be able to move into or buy property in any neighborhood without discrimination based on race, color, or creed.
And for us corporate persons, it means that if a big box chain, like Walmart, wants to move into your neighborhood, destroying your local economy, driving your local merchants out of business, you and your local government won't be able to stop it. Why? Because that would be discrimination against the corporate person.
That's wrong! This should not be happening! Well, for us natural persons, the provision for freedom from unreasonable search and seizure means that government agents should not enter our homes or seize our property without a warrant.
And for us corporate persons, it means that government regulatory agents can't just pop in on us and make random inspections. So, if we're abusing our workers or dumping toxic pollution into your neighborhoods, they'll never catch us.
Well, this is not to be tolerated, and thank goodness there's a movement afoot now to strike down that corporate personhood status and take away those ill-gotten corporate constitutional rights, so that we the people will make the decisions about what you are to do and how you are to do it, as our founding fathers intended.
What? Take away my constitutional rights and my personhood status? Why, that's the source of my power. Without my personhood status and constitutional rights, a corporation is nothing more than a legal fiction, just words on paper. Without my personhood status and constitutional rights, the people with their government would be able to control me. Control me. Wait, you can't be serious. We can work this out. Let's negotiate. A compromise. My personhood status. I need my personhood status. My constitutional rights. No! No!
That's right. Just as our founding fathers intended. And then we, the people, will have the last laugh on these corporations. Because here in America, corporations were originally created to serve the people, not the other way around. And for us natural persons, this knowledge is our power. And you're invited to learn more about the Move to Amend campaign and this historic movement to get these corporations back under our control and to save our democracy, our society, and our planet, and find out how you can be a part of it.
Move to Amend is about controlling the corporate entity, not destroying it. You can sign the petition supporting the creation of the 28th Amendment, simply stating corporations are not people and that money is not free speech at movetoamend.org. We also highly encourage your volunteer participation in this process. It's going to take a major grassroots effort to undo what's been done. Thank you for your support.